goal for. It's an important time to remind people that this is a conversation after the fourth goal. So this is Trumpy saying, when you go away, run inside, leave the space to lead. I mean, we can run it up and we're perfectly with that. And then even to deliver. I'm telling you, take that touch out of the sky, and that celebration is not big like nuts. But to take that out of that long ball, first touch and then hammer it out for the real goal. So we're not going to see all the players just start to scream, not even showing them screens. But there's an easy one, there's one to come to the sideline and try to get some out of this discouraging. He's so lucky to go outside. Fully enjoys too. We really got to shake things together. I said, hey, police is in the background, we jump in the background until that box over to the gate. But the box over to the gate. And it's like, this was something that was important to us. We wanted to, the one thing that's all the time, how happy they were in the reverse, compared to the other match. Shake things in the city. That's really good to say. Those 4 U.S. players who were sitting on possibly yellow card suspension, Tyler Adams, Chris Richards, Anthony Robinson, Jordan Allen. We weren't expecting to play this game, but if they play, they get a yellow card, they would be suspended. So we're not going to see it. I think that's an action for Walter. We're sitting on the yellow card. Christian will go out. We saw that celebration. He is not listed in the little players now because the quality was taken out of practice about a week ago. So a little bit of a thing for this is what you say in that game. Kitchen number 3 game. Up to the argument of the goal scorer, Tim Over. Just too short of the argument. It's a 30 game behind, too far. So thank you. Watching this game, I love all of you. Congratulations to all of you. Second ever World Cup announcement. First time that they were playing knockout stadium game. Really, we find out that opportunity for the fans. And we want to see what's behind in the South Bay area. Really, on the score, the hockey trophy. Really
No, because they showed, I saw the highlights, they showed like 4 cameras that had different locations.
Oh, you mean on this?
Oh, that's great.
Oh, I don't work on it.
Oh,
But you can see this guy.
to the second ball that was on the field. It's a deflected cross. Bounces off the break. He's able to recycle on his head. Fluctuation picture, and the ball did go out of play. And that initial crossover was over the end, but it looked like it might have been deflected. It's going to be given as a goal kick. It's only about the 60 65. We'll see after the second half.
back here.
Just kick
too easy. That makes them catchy. Another Oh, ready to get a card?
I was basically betting on the fact that I definitely use $6 to do
I can invest in the S&P 500.
to the ball line, cutting it back.
McKenzie resuming hostilities there with Yilmaz up front. Look to win the ball back. Giorena. And Zimway once more. Yeah, Aiden's defending him well, really well. Been saying that all game. As soon as Tim Weah gets the ball, he is closing down that space so aggressively. And I think when you see a defender play that way, sometimes as a winger, you can play the ball and then move quickly off it. If you see your guy coming, there's going to be space in behind. I think that's something you could potentially look for if Weah can combine with Giorena. That's an underhit ball. It's going to work.
Get away with it there because Celik couldn't take it cleanly. Long for Tim Weah to chase. Does he have the speed? No. It's going to be cleared out for a U.S. throw. Jenny, real quick, what's the word from the U.S. coaching staff?
Well, the first thing Jesus Perez told me, it was a difficult first half for us. They have quality players, precise playing inside. We need to be better. He did like some of their options more from set plays. He said the effort is there. We will compete and try to win it in the second half. He expects much more intensity to start the second half.
And Aronson winning a corner for the U.S., number 6 of the game.
And you're hearing the crowd getting a lift. I think that's important early stages of this second half to do what they did at the beginning of the first. Get this crowd excited.
Played short, Aronson. Berhalter clipping it, back post. Trusty was in the air, didn't get a leap off. Giorena trying for the same thing he did against Paraguay. Takes the deflection, punched away there. Chucky, the goalkeeper, might have been able to just take that catch cleanly, but he gives the U.S. a throw instead. McKenzie's going to come across. Referee already giving the count as McKenzie tries to load up the long throw. Man down for the U.S. Ball's knocked down. Follow-up shot is who ties the game, and he wants more.
Well, it's not his first goal for the United States, but it's definitely his best. Long throw into the box, U.S. putting pressure again on the set pieces. It's normally Berhalter putting the set pieces in. Instead, this time it's a throw. He's on top of the box. Watch the technique right here. Stay over the top of it, hits it with the laces into the ground, and it skips off the wet grass into the near post. Grabs the ball and says, let's go. We're not done.
His dad played for the U.S. at a World Cup. His mom was a national title winner at North Carolina. This is a young man built for this. Given his opportunity just in the last year to play for the United States. Second career goal for Sebastian Berhalter. They scored 2 minutes 15 seconds into the first half. They score 3 minutes and 6 seconds into the second half. And Berhalter under some pressure, and Matt Turner able to get rid of it. Switch for Yildiz, too long. Knocks it forward. Reyna trying to steer it further to Ricardo Pepi. U.S. players, including Christian Pulisic, have just gone to start warming up to the side of the U.S. bench.
And you did get a shot of Mauricio Pochettino and his coaching staff leaning over, kind of having the conversation, and that is absolutely
the start to the second half that he and this team would have wanted. Now, what do you do from that? Do you let your levels drop, or do you keep going and you keep that intensity high? That is the strength of this group.
Berhalter first at a loose ball. Aronson has Pepe on the run. Ricardo Pepe's cut off. Just enough there by Kabak, the defender. And Yildiz on the run. Trusty tracking that one. Backdoor is able to recover and knock it out in front of Aiden. Good one for Yildiz to chase. Miles Robinson is there first. McKinney, Aronson. And he's hauled to the ground. Wanted to go quick. And that early ball out was blocked. And now it's taken quickly again into the space for Tim Weah. Aiden able to recover his position, and Weah was offside.
Too many times for Tim Weah. When you try to make these runs, you're living on the edge a little bit. But he's looking right down the line right now. He can see where the back line is from Turkey. As hard as it is, as much as you see the space, as much as the timing of the run is important, you have to try to keep yourself on side. It's too many times for Weah in this game.
And that's not just line of sight from the assistant referee. That is the semi-automated offside technology is assisting in that call in the moment. Because a couple of those have been awful tight. It's going to be a foul committed by Miles Robinson. Tomorrow across our Fox Network's top spot in Group I on the line. Terrific game. Erling Haaland in Norway. Kylian Mbappe against France. That'll be in Foxborough on Fox. Over in FS1, Senegal needs a big win against Iraq, looking for their first ever World Cup result. Senegal trying to sneak in as a third place finisher. Coverage starts at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific, live on Fox and FS1. On the receiving end of a tough knock there. Slow to get to his feet. That's how it looks. Australia and Paraguay still scoreless up in Santa Clara. And it wouldn't be a guaranteed thing if it finishes drawn that both are through. It would still be a bit of a nervy wait next couple days for Paraguay as the group stage wraps up Saturday night. So how all the other third place finishers end up. Way up, picked up and kept it in play for Pepe, who reverses it, gets it back. Austin McKinney. And that was a good job there by Kochu to jump the passing lane. Back to the other way, Yilmaz trying to get Yildiz on the run. Good work by Miles Robinson there to break that up. Scan the QR code on the screen. Vote for your Michelob Ultra Superior Player of the Match. Sebastian Berhalter, goal and an assist. Not a bad choice so far. His first career World Cup start. Started the World Cup as a spectator with his dad, both as player and coach. Now on the field and being impactful for the United States tonight. This heavily changed team in a game that they don't need anything from a standing standpoint. They know they're winning the group. They know they're playing Bosnia and Herzegovina Wednesday night in Santa Clara. But it's a chance to do something no U.S. team has ever done before at a men's World Cup. Win all 3 games in the group stage. That's an offside flag and a U.S. free kick.
Chance for the men to pretend like they're the women.
The word from Jenny Taft downstairs. Christian Pulisic, imminent. Got his payoff. He's receiving instructions from the assistant coaches. This place is going to go bananas. Aronson from Berhalter had to get the referee out of his way. The better spells of possession we've seen from the U.S. in a while. forward, Gio Reyna, Joe Scally. And Scally was offside. There we go. The fans aren't reacting to that. The fans are reacting to Neil Hand and Julie Fan on the video board.
And they're going to react just as loudly, I would imagine, for Christian Pulisic coming into this game, but also to see a couple of U.S. women's national team legends in the building.
We'll see who Pulisic will replace. Took a kick in the left calf in practice in the days before the Paraguay game. It was starting to tighten up and irritate him late in the first half. He has not played since. Tim Weah, they're coming off. Christian Pulisic makes his return.
And the last time we saw him on the field in this building in game 1 for that 45 minutes against Paraguay, he was unplayable. Just lightning quick combination plays, so dangerous on the dribble, quick touch there inside, and he's going to want it. He's missed out on being a part of that last win.
Yilmaz beaten to by Miles Robinson, out for a circular throw. That was part of Pulisic's conversation with Jenny in U.S. practice yesterday. Sitting, watching, celebrating, but itching to get back on the field. The last game and a half on the bench. Guler. A long spell of U.S. possession, a long spell of Turkish possession. Willie's got away from 2. U.S. trying to chase a little bit more here. Ramali running forward, already 1 assist. And Turner's there. He's got Gio Reyna out on the near side. Reyna foul as he releases it. Here's Christian Pulisic on the ball, on the run for the first time. And Pepe will cycle it around for Reyna. Pulisic wants it back. He's got his arm up. It's kicked out. It's Christian Pulisic got over 2 Pepe. It's out for a U.S. goal.
But here's Pulisic just so positive in his running. Takes the ball across his body. Instant butt run at the back line. Now he's got his hands up and he was onside. Lovely little chip ball from Reyna, finding Pulisic, who just can't quite get his body in front there, but he's won this corner for the U.S., and they have been dangerous on virtually every single set piece.
Sebastian Berhold to the take, goal and assist tonight. And Trusty couldn't do anything with that.
But I'm sure there's people thinking, why would you put Pulisic into a game like this? The U.S. doesn't really change a lot. Well, the reason you put him into a game like this is because you don't want him going almost 3 weeks without having been on the field. As Julie Ertz and Jill Ellis, World Cup winning coach for the U.S. women's national team and World Cup winning players
last summer as well.
Indeed, Julie Ertz for them, yeah. But you want Pulisic getting the feel and the speed of the game and touches on the ball and confidence, and he might find a goal in this game, and that just boosts him and makes him feel like he's back. You can't replicate games in trainings, and even he's got to trust the left leg as well to know he can still do it. And he's not second guessing it, so you can see he looks sharp early in his touches, but that's why you get him into a game like this and get him some real match time.
And Vincenzo Montella, the Turkish coach, with one of his assistants in a long animated chat there, pointing to that far side of the field. Trying to figure out their counter move here. Half an hour to go in Los Angeles. Both teams have led tonight. Both teams know for sure what happens next. The Americans on to Santa Clara. The round of 32, the Turks are going home. Christian Pulisic!
realize how much time he had to maybe take a touch, settle himself and get a better look at goal. But instantly you see the impact of having a player like Pulisic and his ability to just constantly put a back line under pressure. Great ball out from Berhalter though.
Joe Scally's hurt behind the play, moving very gingerly right now. Here he is on the ball. See if it's just something he can work his way through. The U.S. bench were very animated trying to talk to him, figure out if they need to make a sub. The U.S. statistically dominant tonight. Can they make that dominance pay? Here's Pulisic once more. And the U.S. multiple players look like getting ready to come on. Scally hooks it across. Keepers down for Turkey. The crowd responding to what they're seeing in the second half. It's been a totally different game. Turkey are now the team sitting on top of their box. They can't get out of pressure. U.S. overwhelming him. And they've got a ball into the box. You've got three players attacking the ball. Pulisic doesn't know too much about this and almost scores off his shin. And Turkey reacts to it. Does he get a touch? He did. Look at that, the left fingertip. As Pulisic just redirects it, really not knowing much. Would that have snuck in? I'm not sure. But it's a terrific save. And in doing so, he's injured himself. He's still down getting treatment. And then the cutback ball after to Aronson found McKennie. That is what the world is for, you get to. Those of us that watch a lot of Major League Soccer, one of the owners right there of LAFC, the great Will Ferrell, this is Berhalter. What a goal that was. With focus really to stay on top of that, go through a lot of bodies, through the legs of Özcan. How hard is that? It looks simple. It's very hard is that? Well, how often do you see that one blasted over the top of the crossbar? Because guys are trying to hit it too hard. If you focus on technique in that moment, it's still hard. So that was a terrific goal, and it really took the net off. That started the tone of this second half, and it feels like now the U.S. really on top, pushing for a third. But it's really, Turkey haven't had the ball. They haven't had possession because the U.S. have made it difficult for them. They're not sitting back off them. And you see the huge statistical edge the U.S. has. Özcan Çakır, the Turkish goalkeeper, getting treatment all the while. The U.S. do have Alex Freeman and Max Arston, not at the fourth official's position, but in the bench area, looking like they might be about to come on. U.S. are preparing to take a corner. So you've got a banged-up goalkeeper here. You've got some real momentum in the building. Berhalter, outswinger, header, looping wide in the end. Mr. McKennie, that was asking a lot to steer that on Frank. That's a tough one because he's coming back away from the goal to try to redirect that one to the far post. Just even the body language of the U.S. players when they're pressing. I'm seeing Pepe. He's down in almost a sprinter stance, ready to come and put instant pressure on the ball. They forced Turkey into a turnover. Now the U.S. a little slow there. Comes wide, Kenan Yildiz. Joe Scally, is he 100% right now? He's backing up, defending. Yildiz hands it off. O'Malley into the middle. Dangerous ball. Austin Trusty, the only man there to get it clear. That ball's going to stay in play to midfield. And you see Trusty talking to his teammates. And the referee is doing a good job because that ball went out of play at midfield. And Turkey were trying to take the throw in a lot closer to goal. Reminder, the United States will play in the round of 32 next Wednesday night in Santa Clara against Bosnia-Herzegovina. Coverage starting at a special earlier time, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific, right here on Fox. Just plan your whole day around it. It's going to be a wild scene. It's an incredible opportunity. The opportunity the U.S. has, if they can win that game, they go back to Seattle in the round of 16. They will play a quarterfinal here in LA. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance the next couple of weeks for these American men. What can they do with it? And we will have our second half hydration break. U.S. brings momentum into the break. Changes look like they're in the wings. Pulisic is on the field. The pantomime boos from the fans. It is 2-2 here in Los Angeles. Sebastian Berhalter, goal and an assist tonight. The final act to come in the group stage for the U.S. next.
Okay, here's the deal. This game, it's 3-on-3.
Who we playing?
It's a local crew. Hey! This local crew, they haven't lost since 1996. They beat everyone who showed up. The guys who play in jeans, the always skins. Honestly, respect. The techers, the trash talkers, even the bruisers. Anyone, anytime, they would take them down.
Plus the 3?
This doesn't seem real. What? It's 100% true. Mostly.
All the 4th of July savings are at the Home Depot. It's game time, so trim it like Trey, set it like Seth, and sear it like Selena. Make every gathering one worth cheering for, with low prices guaranteed at the Home Depot. This is quite a game. It'll be a free kick. Oh, what a goal! And emotion overflows.
What would you like the power to do?
Ask it. Like you always have.
Like you always have. Even when others counted you out. Ask it.
Keep asking.
And inspire the next generation to ask it too. Bank of America champions everyone who dares to ask. What would you like the power to do?
Back in Los Angeles, 20 minutes plus stoppage time to go. As we said, whatever happens here, the U.S. knows where they're going. No one's going to leave this building thrilled if the U.S. doesn't win it. How do they win it?
By doing the things that have gotten them to this point. It's been the main thing in people that we've talked to around stadium. It's like, oh, okay, we thought and expected the U.S. could beat Australia and Paraguay, but it's the way they have done it that has captivated this country. And so what do you do now? You go for the win. And the win is there. You can feel the momentum. Owen Wilson in the house. And you can feel that this team wants it. And I think Pochettino is going to be aggressive with his subs. I think he wants to really go and finish this group stage with 9 points. And it's been a much, much better second half from what we saw in the first half.
The U.S. are not making any subs now, and it sounds like it'll be likelier to be Serginho Dest than Max Arston if and when they do. Matt Turner, walking to the bench, was having very intense conversations with all of his defenders, particularly Mark McKenzie. You saw that moment right before the hydration break. Austin Trusty was getting after his teammates. Berhalter is being pulled back there. There's no foul. He pops up and knocks the ball away with his head, and then commits that foul.
Well, he was fouled about 3 different times trying to break forward there, and then he commits a foul. They're trying to play quick.
Yilmaz in chase. Matt Turner bounces off Yilmaz, and now it's a sprint to the ball. Only one of them is allowed to use his hands. U.S. hitting the post a moment ago. Fingertips of the goalkeeper off the kneecap or something of Christian Pulisic, who is on the field now in his return from a left calf issue. Pepe trundled over, not for the first time.
And Pepe hasn't really been involved in front of the goal, but I really want to give him credit.
Aronson, Reina was alert. Brendan Aronson picks it up. Aronson lost the handle, lost his footing.
But just credit for being willing to come deep and underneath and taking the ball in some tight positions. When the U.S. split their midfield, he's been really key. It's been a key point of both strikers. When Balogun's on the field too, doing some running that's unselfish for the team.
Guler wanted it inside. Kenan Yildiz gets it outside. Running at Joe Scally. Yildiz cutting in. Curling shot. Didn't miss by much.
Yildiz plays at Juventus in Serie A. Just really exciting young player. Tons of talent, tons of ability. calls his own number, tries to get Scally off balance, comes inside, even gets McKennie down on the ground. He's trying to bend it to the far post. Montella thought it was going to bend just enough, but it didn't.
Yildiz and McKennie have been teammates for 3 years at Juventus. This is the first time they've ever played against one another.
Look at that from Pepe.
And Aronson just beaten to it. Weston McKennie wasn't able to chase it down. And now his club teammate Yildiz gets it away long. Trusty, big challenge in the air. Mark McKenzie and Boris Alper Yilmaz, they have had quite the tussle tonight. McKenzie kept that in play as he got it clear. And still scoreless in the other game. That's better for Australia than it is for Paraguay. Australia a draw, they're in as a second place team. Paraguay are going to have to sweat it out the next few days. Turkey have a man open on the far side. They're not able to take immediate advantage. Celik there was able to sprint, bounce off the at boards and keep it in. Can the U.S. get back the energy they took into that hydration break? The ball is still in play. Trying to help defend. Scally helping defend. U.S. throwing. And we're looking here down at, this might be 3 subs in fact, down at the U.S. bench we're looking at right now as Pulisic gets a touch and gets it away. Trusty under pressure. Knocked out for a U.S. throw. Does look like Alex Freeman is amongst the group. Looks like Serginho Dest, looks like Alex Zendejas as the third. That would be a World Cup debut for Alex Zendejas, the last man to make the roster, coming off of a monster couple of years in Mexico with Club America. He wins the header. Celik hooks it in the middle of the field, pop forward. McKenzie's strong enough there on Yilmaz. Pulisic wants this ball. He gets it with immediate company. What sort of burst does he have coming off the injury? Instead rolls it inside for Brendan Aronson. Aronson across for Scally. McKennie. Scally hooks it in the middle, no one there. Turkey yet to make any subs here this evening. They changed their lineup out quite a bit, knowing they're eliminated from contention to move on. Quarter hour to go, and those 3 subs are ready and waiting for the U.S. as it comes wide to Weston McKennie. Joe Scally couldn't quite accelerate to that ball, although it's going to be pressure on the defender there. Bardacci, good work, Joe Scally, U.S. corner. 9th of the game. And the U.S. is saying that they do want to make the subs. Yes. Gio Reyna, first to come off. Brendan Aronson is next. Had a great chance to score a few minutes ago. And indeed, Joe Scally looked at it, banged up a few minutes ago, will come off. So great moment for Alex Zendejas. Alex Freeman coming off the goal in Seattle. Dest has had a terrific tournament. And the U.S. 1 remaining available substitution. Dest immediately on the ball. Pulisic now. Wants on his left, and he scores! Just missed! It looked like that was it.
So too.
He lost his plant foot and everything.
From our angle here, we're diagonally behind this one, and as he comes across on his left foot, it looked like it was going to sneak in that far post. They worked the set piece short, and nobody came out to pressure Pulisic. He takes it onto his left. He thinks, all right, you're going to let me shoot.
McKenzie needs some help. U.S. able to win the ball back. Turkey furious. There's a good running there by Kokcu to step in front of Weston McKennie, win that ball. Yildiz rolls it forward. Miles Robinson steps up, clipped into the space for Pepe. Can he bring it down in stride? How about slides across to deal with it? And another slip, that time by Zendejas.
They got numbers wide here in Turkey. They've got an opportunity. The U.S. got to rotate over.
Hayden, Yilmaz, working on Mark McKenzie. McKenzie able to force him back. McKenzie got to be careful here. There's pressure coming. Hits the eject button. Reminder, James Corden, the After Hours crew on Fox tonight. Not just a nightly wrap-up of today's World Cup action, but so much fun that they're having. Some terrific segments. Rebecca Lowe kicking soccer balls and cakes.
I saw that
last night. And it'll be on Fox tonight at a special time after your local news. What a great addition to our team James Corden has been here at this World Cup. We've got 12 minutes plus stoppage time to go here in Los Angeles. Before we start the clock for Wednesday night in Santa Clara, round of 32, winner go home, Bosnia and Herzegovina the opponent. U.S. trying to recover a bit now. They're on their heels defending. Yilmaz running forward, like to come across. Not all the way cleared. Arda held it in. Kenan Yildiz has it now. Yildiz, Matt Turner, good solid hands. Well, that was a shot across. And now transition the other way. Pulisic. Just going to kind of walk it forward. He's got Weston McKennie making a big run. Was a bit under hit for Berhalter there, and it's a turnover. And it's now Turkey the other way. In for Arda Güler. Yildiz. Kokcu. U.S. able to recover their numbers behind the ball. Here's Arda Güler out wide. It's good work by Freeman to knock it away. Des throws a body in. U.S.
Des wants the ball here to go quickly.
There they go. It had to wait for it, and wasn't quite able to pull that off. Serginho Des. Wasn't quite the throw he was hoping for as well. 10 minutes to go. Yilmaz in, Kokcu out. Hayden, Kokcu into the stands.
And finally, Turkey are going to go to their bench and make a couple of changes. As Kokcu scored in the first half for Turkey, puts that one well over. Dest is almost played in by Freeman. Dest looks hungry for the ball. The way he has the whole tournament. He's been a player we've talked a lot about, his 1v1 dynamic movements, his intensive running.
And he's feeling confident right now after a couple of years of injuries. We saw him yesterday after practice, and we're trying to explain to him the permutations, who are they going to play, and he basically said, we'll play whoever. Bring him on. All right. It's not disrespect for an opponent. It's confidence in what you're doing as a team. Pulisic is Zendejas for help. And Pulisic has it poked away. Trusty stepping forward. Couldn't win the ball back. And again, as we said, 2 subs in the wings for Turkey, their first of the game. They know they're going on a plane home tomorrow to a very unhappy Turkish public. Regardless of what happens here, can they at least provide something positive for themselves and their people? Would have been a long-awaited return to a World Cup for the first time since 2002. But a disastrous World Cup in the end, eliminated after losing the first 2 games and not scoring a goal. Good U.S. pressure to win the ball back. Zendejas has Pulisic calling for it. Berhalter, Weston McKennie, good spot. McKennie is trying to cut it outside. He lost his footing as he loses the ball. Here comes Turkey in transition. Yildiz running forward. Swept away from behind. Mark McKenzie. Boy, players are slipping all over the place. Arda Güler picks it up. Berhalter defending. Arda Güler got Berhalter on ice skates. Rolled to the far side. Too far for Yilmaz. Has to wait now for the support. Trusty defending. Rolled in. Good cutback. Aiden's cross. Popped in the air. Miles Robinson. Turner staying at home. Robinson able to get it clear. Zendejas pressure, but he couldn't get to that ball in time. Bardakci carries forward.
Yeah, frenetic sequence there for the U.S. defensively, but doing enough. Ball turned
slipping and sliding.
Yeah, slipping and sliding everywhere. And, even the one there where, as you referenced, Berhalter ends up going to ground, but he did enough because Arda Güler was shaping up like he was going to hit it with his left foot. And to be able to make him to have to stop and know that that's blocked, even though you go to ground and you're out of the play a little bit, he doesn't want to hit it with his right. So then they have to pass the ball wide and the opportunity was gone. But there's, all over the field right now on both sides, players who are having to make hard cuts are slipping and sliding.
30-year-old Çağlar Söyüncü will make his World Cup debut, replacing Çelik at right back. Can Özun will come on as well. He played the last half an hour of that frenetic chase of Paraguay in the last game. Kenan Yildiz makes way for him. That was Pulisic running in stride, and Zendejas couldn't play the pass in, and then commits a foul trying to prevent the breakout the other way. And we've made this point. It's okay, Gundogan. Davor Şükrü's there. We've made this point a couple times. It's worth repeating. This result doesn't affect anything for the U.S. other than momentum, feeling, energy, emotion.
But there's a much better feeling and momentum in this second
There's
half.
a wonderful opportunity for what we've already seen, to your point. It's been a better second half. A wonderful opportunity to punch in a winning goal here. And what that would mean for this building and for the fans across the country. Malik Tillman is preparing to enter 5th and final substitution for the United States. You see how statistically dominant it's been. Both teams have led. Turner in between Pepe and Pulisic. And then Trusty put it behind Zendejas. Yilmaz looked like he had a seam. Didn't get the pass. Özun just on the field. There's Özun again. Gets inside of Zendejas. Right it goes. Söyüncü just on the field. And Trusty blocked the cross. There's Aiden, in fact. Weston McKennie will make way. He's put a lot of minutes in. He's one of the guys that Mauricio Pochettino said came in with a great rhythm. That's why he was trusted today. He's going to hand the captain's armband to Christian Pulisic. He's going to run off on the far side of the field.
And a large ovation from the crowd. He's just been sensational throughout this tournament. Driving force, really, defensively, offensively, creating chances all over the field. Doesn't matter what position you put him in. He's made this team better. It's what we expected.
I was going to say, everything you would have hoped from him this season he's had. More to come. More important things to come for this U.S. team, for all of them. The tournament really gets real next week. Pulisic. Pepe couldn't take it forward. Able to recycle it. Berhalter able to keep it. Final minute to the group stage. We know the site, we know the date, we know the opponent for the next U.S. game in the knockout stage. How do they arrive? That becomes the question. Alex Tejas now. First chance really for him to do something big on the ball with some space and time. They'll use Pulisic as a decoy. He'll hook across in. Pepe wasn't in there. It's not fully cleared. Pulisic battling there. It's knocked free. Tillman. Back heel. Pulisic has Zendejas. And the offside flight comes up. So the suggestion is that Pulisic was offside when Tillman back-heeled it.
It's fun when they get into these little situations. We'll see who ended up being offside. Was it Pulisic on... yeah, maybe just his right leg as he was trying to come back on to get himself onside. But when they get in those little situations, the little combination plays that the U.S. have, and all the guys that are comfortable, tight spaces, knocking the ball 1-2 touch.
Orkun Kukcu, who scored the second Turkish goal, is subbed off. Kaan Ayhan, 31-year-old, born in Germany, making his World Cup debut. He's been playing for Turkey for a decade. And now gets to say he's played at a World Cup. Good flick there. Yilmaz splits the defenders. Yilmaz, can he keep his balance? No, he couldn't get anything on it. Turkish fans are howling. The bench is somewhat more subdued. Tillman is sandwiched. And I suppose the referee's logic is if I'm going to let one go, I got to let the other go as well. Good back pressing by Pepe, but it doesn't work because it ends up right back at the feet of Ayhan, and then it peters out for nothing.
Trusty does just enough here without making a foul. He gets a body on him. He's got a little bit of a pull. He's got the inside track, so Yilmaz is pulling him too. So I think that's part of the decision. And then he pulls out of the way. Absolutely not a foul. Ends up being terrific defending. Because he's strong, he stays on his feet, he's not leaning his shoulder in to knock him off balance, to make a foul without getting a bit of the ball.
Pulisic is chopped down by Ozan Kabak. And he's going to have a word. Zendejas. Austin Trusty scored the opening goal for the U.S. tonight. Pulisic, Trusty. Deflected cross. Pepe trying to get in. And Trusty's down in pain. U.S. are out of subs.
I didn't see what happened when he played that ball in with his left foot. It was like a challenge came right in.
And this is a concern beyond the state of the game, just a concern for Austin Trusty. What a moment he had scoring his first career U.S. goal.
And he's saying, you see Pepe is giving the sign there of sub. We've got a sub him.
But they can't. Will add to the stoppage time.
Here he is, top of the... Oh, yeah, so he gets stood on his ankle at the end of that play. Watch his left leg. So it looks like he almost twisted the ankle, and he's holding that left foot, and he's still down in the same position. They called over to get a stretcher on to get him off.
So they put up the number 7. This is where you're almost better off not even putting up a number yet, because we're not going to be playing for a while. And this is such a concern, such a shame to see Austin Trusty down in pain like this at the end of a great night for him. Okay, we'll make their substitutions. Lead in on the right wing will come off. Fanshan Kavici will replace him, making his World Cup debut. Yilmaz up front. He's had quite the night, he and Mark McKenzie. And Mulder, who's a defender, will come on, so that'll reshuffle things a little bit.
So Trusty is walking currently, so he's
got to stay off the field for a minute.
Yeah, and he's walking loosely with a pretty heavy limp on that left leg. So I'm interested to see what he ends up trying to do or deciding, or what even the training staff decide to do, and is it worth it to do potential any further damage to what he might have done in that moment. But it is a good sign, at least, that he's able to get up and move.
So we put 7 up for stoppage time. We've lost about the first 2. Tillman knocked down, no foul, gets up. U.S. throw, pushing and shoving at the end of it. And you still see Trusty there and talking with the training staff. And he's trying to jog now, see if he's able to continue. Berhalter off the throw, returns far side. Dest into the middle. Pepe's there, facing the wrong way. Recycles to Freeman. Out to Zendejas. Zendejas walking it in. Zendejas, that shot was blocked. He was trying to set it up for a left-footed curler. Freeman slips, lost the ball. Now the U.S. got to defend in transition. Vici running forward. Dest waiting for him. Back the cross to the near side. Tillman couldn't take that out of the air. Arda Güler picks it up. Austin Trusty wants to re-enter once the referee waves him back on. The U.S. are defending this with 10 men because of the Trusty injury. Trusty's back on now. Gritting his teeth the whole while. And they're going to send Dest out to defend wide. Trusty stays inside. 4 minutes at a minimum still to play here in Los Angeles.
To your point, that's a guy gutting it out right now. That rolling your ankle like that, whatever he's feeling, the amount of pain he's in, he's pushing through. He's kind of limping as he goes, but they've dropped Dest back into the left back position now. They flipped him to the other side, put Zendejas, the U.S. playing 5-4-1. And I think with that, just saying, look, okay, we're not conceding goals. Let's be a little bit more conservative and give Trusty some help with him being back out on the field.
Kristen Press, Tobin Heath. More U.S. legends in the building is Alex Zendejas. Speaking of guys gritting teeth in a lot of pain right now as he got smashed by that ball. Get a replay, whether for better or worse. It's a reminder, it's a world feed telecast. And there's a chance for the U.S. perhaps that gain possession. 3 minutes at a minimum still to go. And they give these 70,000 fans one more chance to roar tonight. Pulisic continues his run forward. Berhalter, Pulisic. Pepe round the outside. Ricardo Pepe blocks. Second chance. And it's a handball. It popped up on Pepe there.
Just couldn't quite get the angle to take this one first time and sweep it home. U.S. split the field open. Ends up being a good block. Lovely weight on the pass. First to Berhalter, finding Pulisic. Then he split the defense to find Pepe. And for all the work he's done, he would have loved to cap that with a goal to call game and put the U.S. ahead 3-2.
2 minutes at a minimum still to play. Robinson couldn't win the ball cleanly out of the air. Vici picks it up wide. Chance to cross. No one in there. Freeman heads it away. We welcome those of you now joining us on FS1 who've been watching Australia and Paraguay. Final moments in Los Angeles. Both teams have led tonight. U.S. knows they're going through as group winners. Can they cap off a perfect group stage? Can Turkey, already eliminated, get a win against the host to take with them on the plane ride home tomorrow? This cross is going to be clipped in. Matt Turner's there. Is there a chance to run? Christian Pulisic is on the field for the U.S. this second half sub. Sebastian Berhalter, goal and an assist tonight, picks up the ball. Final minute at a minimum. We might go more because of the Austin Trusty injury. We'll see.
This crowd wants this team to go for it here and finish the job.
Freeman into the space, but it tails out. At the very least, though, have you been pleased? George Weah, Tim Weah's dad, former World Player of the Year, looking on. Have you been pleased with what you've seen from the U.S.?
Yeah, pleased, because look, let's go back to the beginning. The U.S. came in with 6 points. They sit top of the group. They're advanced. They know who they're playing in the next round. They make 9 changes to the starting lineup against Australia. And so you're thinking inevitably, oh, well, this is a Turkey A team that's playing free without anything to play for. It's going to be a tough game. So the U.S., the fact that for the first time really in the tournament, faced a bit of adversity. They go behind 2-1. They find a goal early in the second half. They've been the dominant team in this second half. It's been a really good response. And at the end of the day, as it stands, it's a point. They'd be finishing with 7. And that momentum that we've heard people speaking about, I don't think you lose any of that by this result in this performance here tonight, under all the circumstances that we came in with.
It's not over yet. Turkey is going to have a throw in here. It's into Arda Güler, their big star. Pulisic, the USA's big star, gets nutmegs. Güler still trying to get in. Chance for a cross. Comes back to the top of the box. Now it's clipped in at the backside. Matt Turner, it's not home. Turkey scored the winning goal in the 98th minute. They might be going home tomorrow, but they're going wild now.
Well, for the U.S., that's a bit of a gut punch, and it's Turkey with a little bit of pressure off what was a set piece on the far corner. Everybody gets sucked to the near post, and Uzun just sneaked around the back. It started with the nutmeg from Arda Güler on Christian Pulisic. Uzun puts it in, goes underneath Matt Turner. It was cleared at that near post, and Ayhan puts it in for what you would assume is the winning goal for Turkey. So that changes the feeling for the U.S. It doesn't change anything in the grand scheme of things, but it certainly changes how they feel going home tonight into that round of 32 match.
That's the final whistle. Turkey go home with their heads held high. And for the United States and Mauricio Pochettino, start the clock. Wednesday night, Santa Clara, California, knockout stage, winner go home against Bosnia and Herzegovina. Whatever has happened in the group stage is over. Now it's about full steam ahead to the knockout stage. Go make history if you're the United States. To Rebecca Lowe we go right now in our studio up the road in LA as it finishes Turkey 3, the United States 2.